That's my synagogue, Young Israel of Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale. We have lots of members, people of all ages, and a full schedule of activities in any given week. We have a few rabbis, and they're the greatest. Sometimes we even have rabbis who visit for the weekend as scholars and residents. But then along came this virus, and with it, self-isolation, quarantine, and for some reason, a major toilet paper shortage. But I digress. So we tried to move all of our classes and activities online, and people seemed to like it. But I was thinking, what if we got some of our rabbis together, perhaps even the occasional guest, once a week, just to shoot the breeze and maybe joke around a little? I'm Avi Fryer, and this is Rabbis in Quarantine Getting Coffee. All right, everybody, welcome to yet another controversial episode of Rabbis in Quarantine Getting Coffee. As you just heard, I'm Avi Fryer. That's my Avi Fryer mug, given to me by Gail Castle approximately 20 years ago when I used to get her a lot of business. It's a coffee mug, but I can't say what's in it. And with me tonight, as always, Rabbi Yosef Weinstock of Young Israel of Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale. You know, when you have the same person with you as always, is it like, you know, Bob Barker and Johnny Olson or Jim?
I'm totally who was Johnny Carson's sidekick all those years?
Oh, Ed McMahon? Or you or I was going to say David Letterman and
Paul Schaefer.
Paul Schaefer, right?
I don't play an instrument like
right,
Paul.
but okay. So, and with us we have Rabbi Arnie Samlin of the Orloff Central Agency for Jewish Education here in Broward County, Florida, and Rabbi Josh Brody, who seems to be dressed for a street fight. And
that's right. I'm ready, Avi. That's what we came here tonight for.
That's right. Came to tear it down. So we have a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. I am obviously urging the 8 people who are currently watching to make sure you post your questions and your comments in the chat so that we can talk about whatever it is that we're not talking about that you think we should be. But there is so much to talk about. I mean, how long have we been in quarantine right now? How has this worked? How long have we been sheltering?
It's you know, we as a shul, this was our 8th Shabbos out of operation, so 7 full weeks, and
wow.
This is going into week 8.
We're into the 8th week.
About 3 years.
Corona time.
So we all came in with some resolutions as to things that we were going to do. I know that my daughter was telling me that her last day of school when they shut down Katz Yeshiva High School in Boca Raton, that they had what was it? They had all these resolutions that they were all making. Somebody was going to learn to knit. Somebody was going to learn. Oh, I see the problem here. I see the problem. You know what? I'm gonna just wait 1 minute here, because I'll tell you what I did. This was not smart. See, what I did was I updated the link on the Young Israel website on that page where it says, you know, refresh this page after 8:55, and I never hit save until just now. I thought, you know, only 9, and now the people are popping in. We just jumped from 8 to 12 people watching. And
can I say hi to my mom?
I'm sure that my WhatsApp is going crazy with all this. So yeah, people are coming in now. Yes, that's right, Liz Browser. Finally, she was able to get in. She was one of the people going crazy in the WhatsApp. So you didn't miss much. You didn't miss much, because I was spending part of the time while I was actually talking to the rabbis trying to figure out why we had so few people. And now the numbers are starting to go up. Once again, Rabbi Arnie Samlin, Rabbi Josh Brody, Rabbi Yosef Weinstock, they're all here. And we were talking about quarantine resolutions. things that we took it upon ourselves we were going to do. Josh Brody, when we were Zooming just a few minutes ago talking about what we're going to talk about, and
I didn't say much.
and you had a piano next to you, and
That's right.
I think you said you were using some of this quarantine time.
Right.
I still don't see it, but you were using some of this quarantine time to learn to play piano, and I believe today you learned La Bamba.
La Bamba, I play drums, I play guitar, and then I keep seeing these things that show up on like Facebook or on YouTube. Learn the piano. Just download this app. It's like $10, and they guarantee that in a few weeks you'll be learning the piano. So every day I play a little bit. It's the greatest thing. I can play the piano.
So for $10, they give you the phone number of a piano teacher who charges $80 an hour.
Yeah, basically.
Nice. You want to play
with a Corona discount? Yeah.
You want to play a song right now?
If I can go over, the only reason I moved out of that room is I wanted to make sure I had a better Wi-Fi connection. So I'm just worried I might lose you. But maybe at the end we'll do a little outro.
End. Yeah, you'll play our outro music because I don't have any of that yet. I tried last week to play "Pretty Fly for a Rabbi" by Weird Al Yankovic, and YouTube blocked us from playing that because it's somebody else's. Apparently, it's Weird Al's intellectual property. We're not allowed.
So what does that mean? Does that mean they don't broadcast your entire show? They take it down, or they just don't? You don't hear the end?
It means we can't monetize it once we have more than, what are we up to? 19 people. We can't. Once we hit the big 20, we won't be able to monetize it. So that's
okay. Well, I'm just letting you know, whatever money you're making from the show, you can keep it. It's all yours.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I believe I made 25 cents so far. So, so who else? I built a deck. I was already cited by the city of Hollywood for not pulling a permit.
Congratulations.
I told them it's not a deck. It's a 7-inch tall wooden platform that's not attached to anything, and I could pick it up and move it if I want to. And I don't want to because it weighs about 500 pounds. But they said, no, there's no such thing as a temporary deck. You need a permit. So I got to go get a permit.
Why'd you call him in?
What?
Why did Rabbi Weinstock call the?
Because Fryer threatened to take me off the show next week. So I'm like, oh yeah, losing your deck.
Why'd you call the city in? Oh, yeah, I got it now.
That's right.
So, Rabbi Arnie, what have you done with your?
I was going to learn Spanish, and of course, didn't do a thing about it. Been actually working crazy busy. Or at least that's my excuse. And the synagogue I go to is primarily Spanish speaking, so I will go back to being the only person in the room who has no one can't speak to anyone there, unless I really ramp up my Spanish studies quickly.
Well, good luck with that.
We like when you can't speak in shul, Rabbi Arnie, so that's good.
It does work.
That's right. And Rabbi Weinstock, how about you?
So originally, I have to admit that it took a little while to sort of process and think and steep in the idea that this was for real, that this was going to go on for a period of time, and that things were going to really shut down. I thought, maybe this was like a one week deal or one Shabbos, maybe two at the most. So at first I thought I would get some extra time in with my gym chavrusa. And when that became very clear that was not happening, I thought I might be able to get some extra time in with my golfing chavrusa. And neither of those have really panned out, even with the golf courses open. It's one family per golf cart. So some of the things I had envisioned doing with my spare time didn't really pan out.
So let me go back. You have a chavrusa named Jim?
I have a Jim chavrusa, yes.
Oh, okay. So, but you're still watching Seinfeld, right? You're still binging.
I mean, I am. I mean, I don't know what binging means because I don't really know how to use Hulu or Riki, whatever that's called, or Amazon Prime, even though I have that, or Netflix, or even my DVR. So I basically, whatever's on TBS at 11 p.m. is what I end up watching.
That's Seinfeld.
And that's Seinfeld. Correct.
That would be Seinfeld.
And if they moved it, but yeah.
How many siyums on Seinfeld have you made so far? How many times have you been through all shots of Seinfeld?
We've individually, or this is at least 2, maybe 3,
Mm,
probably.
nice.
That I'll admit to on air. Yes.
Right.
So have you let your kids start watching Seinfeld yet?
I mean, again, like it's one of those things that it doesn't really translate well because they're like, why is Jerry going to the wrong airport? Why don't they just call each other on the phone, even on the airplane? Just text each other WhatsApp. Like it doesn't really translate into today's world.
Kids don't get it. We watched movies and TV shows that, I mean, I tried to show a movie to my family last night and had no recollection whatsoever of how inappropriate it was. And my kids aren't little, but one of them actually left the room. But Rabbi Arnie, what do you call that? You have a name
I
for
call
it?
that the Blazing Saddles syndrome, because Blazing Saddles was one of the absolute favorite movies of my youth. And when I look at it today, I'm like, you cannot say any of those things. So yeah, it's the Blazing Saddles syndrome. Life
That's
has
right.
left us behind.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't want to talk over my rabbi here.
Oh, thanks, Ali. No, but it just reminds me of that idea when you think about things that are funny, and like, but you can't express it out loud because it's probably inappropriate in the context or the place or time in which you're at. But somehow you want to let someone know that you saw it was funny, and you want to be validated for your sense of humor.
Oh, like Mark Levine.
So for me, going into a room and dropping lines from The Big Lebowski is a real
Great
easy
movie.
way, right? Is a real easy way of getting to know who you're dealing with.
It's true. You just, I guess you have the opportunity every once in a while to tell people you don't roll on Shabbos, is what you're saying.
I'm Shomer Shabbos.
That's right. I did not. I was one of the few people that saw that movie, like not even in the theater. I saw it on, I guess it was VHS, and no one had told me about that line was coming. And when that came out of his mouth, I hit the floor. That was
3,000 years
So much pride.
of beautiful tradition from Moses to Sandy Koufax.
That's it.
right. But Rabbi Arnie, I feel bad for Rabbi Arnie because we can only watch reruns right now. You can't watch your precious Cubs.
This is true. I am going through Major League Baseball withdrawal. I'm a huge Cubs fan. My wife and I both grew up as Cubs fans in Chi-Town. And I'm like, you just got to get them on the screen. I don't care if they have to wear hazmat suits. I need Chris Bryant. I need the guys out there on the field. You know, whatever they have to wear, helmets, space suits, whatever.
So you say they should go back to work, even if it means they have to wear masks.
They're doing it in Taiwan and South Korea already.
Aren't they doing it at the Orloff Central Agency for Jewish Education as well?
No, we are going back to work. We're going back at Jewish Federation. We're going back on a part-time basis. I'm going to be going into the office tomorrow for a few hours and getting in gear for what it takes to go back in.
So I believe you have something to show us that we're going to do a little face mask fashion show.
I have several things. So because I am the well-dressed rabbi, it is important to me to keep up my my reputation. So I'm starting with a very simple mask, a very simple Hebrew design. Aleph Bet, very appropriate.
See, of course, as a rabbi, I'm trying to read what it says, but it doesn't.
It's random letters,
Random letters. Yeah, I was
kind of like reading Torah. Sort of like my first Talmud class, random letters flying around the page.
Yeah.
Then we continue in the Jewish genre with Magen David.
Where do you get these?
Oh, I'm
What do you mean? ArnieSamlin.com.
I'm special. That information will cost you. Then this is my wife's favorite. And we should really have got, advertised Sushi Addicts or something, but it's our sushi face mask. And this is my wife.
Only with fresh fish can you do that.
Well, this is my wife. So after I've worn it for 3 seconds, it will have to be fumigated. This is our jungle theme mask.
Was that a giraffe?
It's like a leopard. It's like leopard
I think
print.
so, yeah.
That's
This is-
great.
This
Go to
is
Then we
line
have,
tremendous.
then we have for kind of a Hawaiian cut.
Nice.
It's important because I have to match whatever I'm wearing. It's just like a kippah. You have to match what you're wearing.
I'm curious about your fashion with the leopard print and the Hawaiian shirts.
Well,
Yeah, what are you gonna wear with the leopard print?
That's none of your business. And here's some of you know, Avi, I think, knows that I'm a huge music fan. So one of my friends made me this mask, which actually matches the mug that I'm using, my Elvis mug.
Hey,
You are so fancy because when I need to go out, like I go to the Home Depot or a grocery store
Mhm.
and I need a mask, I go into my wife's bandanas that she covers her hair with.
Nice.
So I've got like the girly camouflage, and sometimes it's just a straight up bandana, like I'm in the Old West about to rob a bank, like just put that
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
She has a whole collection. We've got the butterflies. Butterfly's a good one.
Nice.
Butterfly's a good one. Makes you look a little less threatening when you walk in with your face all covered up like that.
when you ask for all the money in the register, but you have
Yes.
butterflies on your face, it makes sense.
Exactly. And then there's
How does the guy working at the bank know who's the robber and who's the customer?
they have no way of knowing. This is like with the little.
Do they
I
ask
haven't
you
worn
on the
this
way
one.
in? Are you a customer or are you trying to rob our bank?
Are you depositing? Yeah, yeah.
I haven't actually worn this one out in public yet. I
You definitely
probably won't.
You definitely need to. So the last two Avi that I've got are my hip hop uniforms because I'm a big hip hop music fan. This actually gave my office hours of fun as we tried to figure out who the people were on it. And eventually my admin assistant identified everyone.
Oh, it's hard to see.
Missy Elliott, Buster Rhymes,
Buster Rhymes is
Eminem.
coming through as Jimi Hendrix with the.
Eminem, and
I'm Buster Rhymes.
last one.
Hey, Eminem.
Last one.
I'm
Rabbi,
Eminem.
this is my all-time favorite musician, Notorious B.I.G.
Right there.
Wow.
You know, I always had you pegged as a Notorious B.I.G. fan from the
You
moment
don't
I met
know?
you.
Now you know. I'm
That's-
done here.
That's
Avi,
amazing.
Avi, when you wear your mask borrowed from Sharon, she says keep them after that, right? Like she doesn't want
Pretty
them.
much. It's keep them, or as
Burn them.
as Arnie said, the fumigation is also good. You know, I
Fumigation
put
is
on the
key.
butterflies. The question is, I mean, I don't even know if the bandana is recommended as a proper mask.
No, it is outside. I think it's fine. You're good. You're good.
Is it okay?
It's
As
re-
long as you have it in a
I
way
don't
that
know.
it covers your nose and your mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's approved, but it is recommended.
Right. It's like when we ask if something is kosher or not kosher, there are always those restaurants. They say, this restaurant is not recommended. Oh, so you're saying it's not kosher? No.
Not recommended.
It's not recommended. Like
It's not.
Rabbi,
It's not Michelin 5-star. That's what it means.
I have a kosher Pizza Hut in downtown Jerusalem. Kosher, Kol of Yisrael, not to be recommended.
not recommended.
Not
Well, is that the
recommended.
one in? That's the one in the alley of Ben Yehuda. Is that
Yes.
Yes.
backed up the trash cans. Yeah,
That's the one.
I hear that. Although the pizza's good, I must say, it's not.
Liz
I'll be
Browser
honest with
agrees, by the way.
Not as good as Big Apple Pizza. That's the
Yeah.
best. What happened to Big Apple in Hollywood?
Big Apple in Hollywood lasted about 18 minutes, which is how long
18
18
sauces.
sauces lasted. And yeah, that's a bad corner. It's much better as a smoke shop. Not that I've been in there, but that's what it's been longer than really anything
Right.
else. I even forgot there was a Big Apple Pizza in Hollywood.
I loved it. I went there. I remember
I
like two or
gotta
three times.
talk.
You
I
were
gotta
the
talk
one.
I
That
gotta
was
talk
the
to I gotta talk to the IAC, the Israel American Council. I gotta tell them that when Israelis come to South Florida, they shouldn't recommend opening restaurants as being the
In Hollywood.
the path to in Hollywood as the path to the
On
American
Sterling.
dream, because it's
It's-
not.
It's very true. You know what? Is the hummus factory still open?
Yeah, I think mate. I don't know. You can definitely get
over in
hummus.
Oakwood, and
Isn't-
Oakwood, that's the best.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
hummus a condiment? It's not even a food. How do you have
It is a main course done properly.
Yeah.
no? That's like saying I'm going to open a ketchup restaurant.
It is a
Let's-
main course.
Give me a
Do they have-
give me a
do they
give
have
me a bowl of
salads?
relish.
Do they have salads at the hummus factory or just
They do.
dressing?
It used to be vegan and it was very good, and now it's fleishik, so it's more
I didn't
similar
know
to
that.
the other 23 places on the Sterling
No,
Road.
but they used to make freshly made pita bread. That was also very good. They had the oven right there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
in your own
but-
spoon.
and there was a time when we had like what was the height, like 8 shawarma restaurants within the Hollywood city limits.
I think that's par for the course. We might be close to that now.
I have a community leader who refers to that stretch of Sterling Road as Little Tel Aviv.
Little Tel Aviv.
It kind of
Little
is.
Tel Aviv.
It is.
We have a member of our show who lives back and forth between here and Israel. He may even be watching now. He has crazy sleeping hours. Avrami Friedman. He told me a long time ago, he said, there is no Hebrew word for market research. And that's why we have so many shawarma restaurants.
That's
I
very
like
funny.
I like the, sometimes if they're going to do it and they want to translate their menus, like they need someone to spell check and to just check these things out. Like the grill places that do like skewers of liver, and it'll say like grilled heavy because kaved means liver, but it also
that's
means
very funny.
heavy.
Probably they copy the menu
grilled
from
heavy,
the other
yeah.
one. They copy the menu from the other one that made the mistake. So just keep the Masorah keeps
Right.
moving on.
They bought their menus actually when they went out of it. I sell you my menus. They're very successful.
Although
So
there is an opportunity, Avi, next to the Dunkin' Donuts, that little farm store is for sale. I wonder.
oh
if
yeah, because
anyone has an
that
idea.
one- that store has had many successful businesses in it over the past 2-3 years.
But it's good for the Corona era because it's all drive-through and
Right.
curbside and pickup. There's no indoor seating.
True.
So if that has an idea for a hummus shop or something, that might be
I mean,
good.
and it's definitely the epitome of social distancing because no one ever goes there. So there is definitely distancing going on. So I had to ask about the hummus factory because I haven't even looked into that shopping center in weeks. Now that I think about it, what does everybody miss? Or more importantly, you know what? I don't care what you miss. What don't you miss about being out with people again?
People.
Right.
But what about the people? Rabbi Arnie just got quiet. You know why? I know why.
Because he's
I
going
know why he
back.
got quiet. You got quiet because you got to go back to work tomorrow. everybody you work with is going to say, "Oh, so you don't miss what?"
No. Actually, I'm thinking about the lines in the kosher Dunkin' Donuts. That explodes my brain.
It's true, and that one doesn't have a drive-through.
No.
And we don't
No.
have one in Boca anymore. It's gone.
Ooh.
Didn't you get a Krispy Kreme though?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Krispy
Does it
Kreme
have a
stuff.
drive-through?
Yes, it does. And my wife got, I think, 10 dozen donuts today.
Yeah, my kids get in the car at the weirdest times, and they go to the one in North Miami Beach.
I'm gonna
Right.
give a shout out to Avi Fryer right after Pesach. Comes to my house with a dozen original glazed hot donuts.
Yeah,
My
Yeah.
10-year-old got out of bed at 11 p.m. to get his donut, and then he had another one the next morning when he woke up.
thank you.
That was
Thank
great.
you very much. Now, all the people that didn't get donuts from me on way after Pesach, that's the last time I do that for you, Rabbi Weinstock. Rabbi Arnie, you have a shout out from the Samlin Fan Club in West Hempstead, Long Island. Somebody named Joe Varon. You know who I'm talking about?
I do.
He's-
Lived down the block from me there, back in the old country.
He is watching. Apparently, the president of the Samlin Fan Club.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
How does South Florida compare to Long Island? You know, we're both near the.
South Florida is a different country. You know, when I first started working here, one of my colleagues said to me, "You're going to love South Florida. It's only about 20 minutes from the United States." So, that worked.
It's maybe a little closer than that, tiny bit. So I think the big excitement in Hollywood right now, I think when we all go back, is our bathrooms at Young Israel of Hollywood are being remodeled. I don't even know if anybody knows this.
Nobody really knows.
Am I telling people this for the first time?
You know, those in the know, but no, nobody should have been on campus since the work started. So it's entirely possible that you're telling people for the first time. You heard it here first, folks.
It could be. So did we actually finish the work, or is it like in the demo stage right now?
It's probably it's not done yet, but they started demo already last week. We wanted to make sure everything was you know, up and up in terms of recommendations for who can be there and all that kind of stuff. And the word we heard is that with it being closed, it's the best time to get some of those essential things done. And so the work began last week.
So demo began, but we haven't actually finished it. So if we had to reopen the show tomorrow, what's the deal?
Well, you would have to wear a mask and possibly a diaper, possibly.
Rabbi, do you need to borrow one of my masks? I got another oldest one if you need.
So if the governor went on TV tonight and said, "Okay, Florida, we are out of the woods," we would actually be in the woods.
Yeah, fortunately, we have the property across the street with the wooded area.
Oh, beautiful. So there'll be men's trees to the right and women's trees to the left. That's how. Okay, that works for me. That works for me. What else? What else are we not missing?
I'm not missing people sneezing on me. I feel like that's not going to happen for a while. So I think that sort of that whole scene is going to be good.
Do you think we're going to get back to, when we finally get back to something that might be called normal, that we're actually going to start shaking hands again, or you think that's all a thing of the past?
I think the first week that this happened, Bibi Netanyahu, the prime minister, said, "Get used to the namaste," because that's going to be around for a long time.
I'm doing this. This is mine.
You a Kohen or a Trekkie?
You know what? My wife was a Bat Kohen, and her father, Allah Shalom, could never do this, and I'm just a commoner, but I'm able to do that. So yes.
Well, couldn't Mork also do that? Mork and Mindy?
Yeah, that's right. Nanu. That's right.
A little before my time, but with all the streaming services you can.
The ones that you don't know how to use.
The rabbi, in a very polite way, just called me old, but that's okay.
Yeah, I caught that. But I grew up watching Mork and Mindy.
Well, in that case, he called you old also.
It's not right. It's not just you. So
I'm saying, like in the shul, when they, for example, at BRS bring around the Torah, so the rabbi walks around, shakes everyone's hand. We do it every week. Do you think that's happening anymore? I think the rabbis shake hands more with people than most people, just because you speak to so many people.
Are you going to put up like one of those plastic shields in front of you when people go up, or
that might be right?
Go up for an aliyah.
I mean, I generally try to say it and not spray it, but it would be helpful probably for a little plexiglass.
You get a plexiglass on the beam.
Rabbi Davis. Rabbi Davis for years had the bottle of Purell under the shulchan.
Yeah.
Under his shtender, that he would go and take a little squirt of that whenever he shook hands with everybody.
I too feel the need to have a private stash of alcohol available for me in dealing with the people. It's a slightly different type of alcohol, but alcohol nonetheless.
So even when we do go back, what jokes will it be too soon to make, or will there be any?
In my old neighborhood, and Joe from West Hempstead can affirm this. The rule of thumb was that if it gets a laugh, it can't be offensive. Once you laugh, you can't be offended by it.
So it if somebody were to go, you can't say that. That is not funny.
Then
It
you
didn't.
can't be offended. You laugh.
Nope.
That's it. You're gone.
What if some people laugh but others do not?
The ones who don't laugh can be offended. The ones who do, and then you go to the majority.
Right.
So
That's when the laws of Taruvo kick in. You have to ask them everybody back.
Yeah, let it be Batal Bashishim or Batal Barov.
oh, Donnie Davis says the rabbi needs a Pope mobile. Okay. Now, the reason I hesitated was Liz Browser had just commented something about how we were making potty humor, and I thought he said a poop mobile, and I had to read it again, but it says a Pope mobile. But Roger Miles corrects him that it should be a rabbi mobile. And Donnie Davis says there is no such thing as too soon. He agrees with Rabbi Arnie.
I'm going to work on. I am going to work on my Miss America wave. You know, it's all in the elbow instead of having
right. There's none of this handshake thing.
Yeah, I don't think
we're not going to line up. Can we line up to do that old elbow bump that we were doing before the big quarantine?
Yeah. And like that, I don't think there's any jokes that are too soon, but I think some of the jokes are just old. Like nobody's having their first kiddush back with coronas. Like it's over. Like stop. Right. It's not funny anymore. You know, like, been there, done that.
I'm looking at my WhatsApp because I want to find, just on this subject of humor that is appropriate or inappropriate or what have you. Rabbi Weinstock and I had a little disagreement. As many of our listeners know, I'm ADDing all over the place. Eliza Burton, this is much better than what I was going to say. Eliza Burton, Rabbi Weinstock says, instead of a Pope mobile or Rabbi mobile, you should get a Rav 4.
Oh,
you did there? Indeed. Wow.
I'm here all week. Try the field.
So a lot of our listeners are aware and were the recipients of challahs. We sent out a couple weeks ago. We sent out challahs. It was a beautiful thing. People really liked it. It was very well received. And there was a card with them. They went out. It took 2 days to deliver all of them. Between Thursday and Friday, they got delivered. And we were talking about what we were going to write in the card. And so I said I wanted to throw in a line. I have to find this whole conversation because I want you all to know that there are so many opportunities that I have to throw out some actual funny stuff. And Rabbi Weinstock is shooting it down left and right. What was the date that we did the challah deliveries?
2 Shabbos ago.
It was 2 Shabbos ago. So like I had said, okay, so at first I was joking. I was like, so should I say something about how we're all loafing around? And no, you didn't allow that one in.
I didn't like that one, no.
No, wait, I think I found it. I think I almost found it.
I found it. You just have to search your thing. It's right here.
Yeah. Do you have it?
Yeah, I have it right here. I'll say it because this way it won't be as pandering as you are. I'll just give the facts. If you need anything, give us a challah.
Yeah.
Should it be a flowery message but with a twist?
See, that's funny.
No, it's not. Should we try to avoid coming off half-baked?
I didn't ask. I said we should try to avoid. I found it now. We should try to avoid coming off half-baked. And then what did I ask you?
Do you want me to keep going?
Yes, that's what I asked you. And you said yes, so I said I could rise to the occasion.
Yeah, wait, it goes on. I got in on it too. And you said we could propose a toast.
Right.
And then you said, not sure it's a good idea to send them something that makes them laugh too hard.
Okay, I was stretching it at that point. But then I said, admit it, I'm on a roll.
And then I got in. I disagreed. Those who are sourdough could use a good lafa.
And I said, you disagree? Rye, you got to be like that. Rye. I know.
Dad jokes. I'm the king of dad jokes. I love dad jokes.
That's what it is. And then I was serious about having it addressed to everybody LaCovid Shabbos, and you shot that one down too.
I did shoot down LaCovid Shabbos.
I hope nobody feels that they got shortchanged because they ended up with just a straight up message that wished them well.
You think they're shortchanged?
Yeah, I think it could have been better. We could have made them laugh, or groan, or do too soon. Hashtag.
What do you want? You want like a risque joke or something? I mean, we're not going to put that in a card.
No, but I didn't say anything about a risque.
You should put the note. You should put it in the challah. It'd be like a fortune cookie. Open it up.
Oh, like that.
Instead of a key, we're going to give you. There's a really funny joke. But you have to
I'm just going to say that. Yeah. No key in the challah. We don't practice witchcraft, but we're going to throw a funny joke in, like a fortune cookie. So, Josh, we are coming towards the end of the show. So, are you just about ready to play us out?
I don't know if I'm ever going to be ready to play us out, but I could maybe get ready.
Okay, while you're getting ready, Rabbi Arnie, do you have any final thoughts for us?
Live long and prosper.
That's it. That's all we get. You already said that. How about you, Rabbi Weinstock?
I was just going to say that I just wanted to recognize our guests this week, who both are rabbis in the community. Their constituency is the entirety. Their rabbinate is the entirety of the Jewish community. That's a wonderful thing in Broward County and Palm Beach County, that we can work together.
We're very lucky.
Share ideas and we can laugh together. That's a wonderful testament to a strong community. May continue to be so.
Well, wait till
Rabbi Weinstock, let me just say that on behalf of myself, Jewish Federation, it's an honor as always to work alongside you. Avi's been involved with us on March of the Living and other projects, and just really a pleasure and an honor to be able to work alongside Young Israel on so many things.
Thank you. That's so not funny to end the show with. But
well, that's a perfect entree to La Bamba.
Bring it over to Josh.
Right.
All right. Well, don't forget to join us next week. We don't even know who's going to be on next week. It's going to be Mother's Day. No one wants to do the show. But in 2 weeks, it's going to be an Orthodox rabbi, a Reform rabbi, and a conservative rabbi walk into a Zoom conference. Not just the beginning of a bad joke, but the beginning of the end of this show, because we might offend everyone in 2 weeks.
Oh, Avi, what's your background today? What is it?
It's just a random TV show set that I chose.
Yeah, see, I don't know about that, because the last time that I ever watched a daytime talk show was with Donahue, and someone told me today, oh, he hasn't been on for 25 years, and I'm like, yeah, that just elevated my age a few years.
Right. No, this is just a show that I really enjoy, The View, and I like watching it.
Do you really?
I do. I like it a lot. I feel like they always have something, very positive to contribute. And my WhatsApp's going crazy right now. I'm not even looking at my phone.
Avi, what I might say is I especially understand that The View, it's a good show. With my last name as it is, I kind of have a good take on these things.
Well, I have my WWJD bracelet on. What would Joy Behar do? So that's really how I live my life. So I think that's going to be my final thought. Josh, you ready to play us out?
Sure, why not? Also want to give a shout out to my buddies in Boca, Rabbi Goldberg and Rabbi Moskowitz. Catch them on Behind the Bima.
Oh, Behind the Bima.
I had to throw that in there.
When is that on?
When is it?
That's Wednesday at 9 p.m. Wednesday at 9 p.m.
Wednesdays at Sunday at 9. It's fine. It's good.
Is that every Wednesday at 9 p.m.?
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, we're all guys that have different jobs, like real jobs. But I think this is even a lot more fun than our jobs. So it's what we look forward to every week.
Can we keep doing this even after we can shake hands?
May the quarantine continue.
Exactly. Okay, one second. Here we go. Avi, does Schlock Rock have a La Bamba?
They do. They did my that's my menorah. My menorah.
Here we go. Wait. 1 second.
It's like when your kid is learning to play piano and you have to listen.
That's great, Josh. That's really good.
Yeah. It's excellent. I just put him on mute. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I didn't do that. I did not do that.
Was good. I heard it. I could have done
Yeah,
that.
thank you. I appreciate it. Bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs.
Thank God. You know what? It could be worse. You could be learning like violin or accordion. Then your whole family would be getting on the whole mute thing. I'll tell you, by the way, on the whole subject of things we missed and things when this is all over, I will totally miss not being able to mute people. Or miss being able to mute people.
Right, well, that and Zoom casual attire, yes.
Right. Nice shirt, no pants. Yes, we all know that one.
All been there.
Rabbi Weinstein, I don't know if you're going to like this, but a lot of people are right now requesting that next week for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Rebbitzins in quarantine getting coffee.
Yeah.
That's what they're asking for. It's not just Sachi Baitner. By the way,
maybe it could be a fundraiser for the sisterhood.
By the way, one of the people requesting it is a lady named Marcia Schenker. I'm not sure if you know who she is.
Hi, Bobby. Thanks for coming in. You could have turned off. There was more than 3 people on, but thanks so much for staying.
Exactly. All right, rabbis, thank you so much for being with us. Rabbi Arnie Samlin, have a great day when you go back to work tomorrow. But give our love to everybody at the Orloff Central Agency for Jewish Education. Josh, when I introduced you, I didn't say where you work. And you know why? Because your business card is one of these that, like, when you open it, like flips down, because you have like 57 different organizations that you're in charge of.
Work for the Jewish people.
He works for the, okay. Working for the Jewish people. And Eitan Weinstock, thank you very much for being with us tonight. Rabbi Weinstock, Young Israel Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale. Everybody knows who you are. And everyone, I guess next week it's going to be Rebbitzins in quarantine getting coffee in honor of Mother's Day. And then the following week, Orthodox Conservative Reform. And after that, who knows? We may be off the air. Everyone, have a great night. Stay healthy. Stay home. See you in a while.